This weekend, we all lost an hour. Let's be careful on the road so we don't lose more than that. We're going to talk about why this week on Monday Morning Lawyer. Good morning, everybody. It's your accident and injury attorney right here in my Elkton office. Today, we're talking about the time change. Yes, we're still doing it. There's been talk for years about getting rid of it. It doesn't seem like it's actually happening or anybody's legitimate priority in Congress or wherever else that's involved in talking about making this decision. So the clocks changed this past weekend. They're going to happen again in October. We've been doing this and changing clocks all the time. So this past weekend, because we sprung forward, we all lost an hour, so to speak. And that's not all that a lot of people lose. Some of you may have already heard about the myths and the legends and the lore that entail a time change and greater accidents. But first, I want to promote the Jokers of Magic. You can see the poster behind me. Here it is. It is this weekend. That is Saturday at Elkton High School. Tickets are still on sale. Tickets are still available. There is a VIP ticket option that has very, very few tickets left. That gets you seating in the front two rows. This is an amazing lineup of performers. We are doing a drawing. We are going to be giving away 2 general admission tickets in the first tier. So they're basically rows 3 through something in the front section, but not the very front. Great seats for what's going to be an amazing and hilarious show. And we're going to give those away at the end of this broadcast. Anybody who has, I'm trying to fix a little error that I have here on my screen, which is not working. Awesome. Anybody who's commented the past couple of weeks is entered, whether you're here or not. If you have not entered into the contest, please comment. If you're watching right now, we're going to do that drawing very, very soon. But first, we're going to talk about this anomaly, this rumor, this concept of the time change and whether or not it actually causes more accidents, more work-related injuries, more things like that. There have been a number of studies I have looked all over and have found ones that are coming from sources that I believe to be somewhat reliable or accurate. And it seems that the number of any of these that are reliable, let's say, notices or has observed or recorded or however they're getting their data, somewhere between a 6 and 10% increase in accidents, injuries, and otherwise the week following either of these time changes. That is this one in the spring or the one in the fall. Why? Well, part of it is fatigue, especially this one in the spring. We've lost an hour. We've gotten one less hour of sleep. That seems like very, very little, but it throws people off. It throws people off substantially. I mean, not to the point where, it's a 100% increase, but 6 to 10% is pretty substantial. I will tell you that I have not run the historical data of over 10 years of practicing here in Elkton, but I do know that we observe what feels like more accidents the week of. AAA, we've heard of AAA. Many of us have AAA for roadside assistance and things of that nature. They did a study that covered between 2017 and 2021. So basically a 5-year stretch. And there is an 18%. This is not specific to the time change and daylight savings time, but specific to drowsiness and fatigue, which is one of the main things that happens as a result of these time changes and being a little bit off. 18% of fatal automobile crashes that occurred in that 5-year span, 2017 to 2021. 18% are reported to be because of drowsiness. And these are fatal accidents, not just all accidents, but these are ones that result in fatalities. There were nearly 7,000 drivers that were killed in 2021 alone. I know these are old statistics, but they're not that old when it comes to roadway and traffic and things of that nature. There's almost always a 2 or 3 year lag on this data. So the information I'm giving you might seem like it's a few years old, but it is as accurate as possible. And the interesting thing to note with those percentages is that it encompasses 2020, which is a large stretch where people weren't driving nearly as much because of the lockdowns and the pandemics. So what do you do with this information? What do you know because of this? Number one, get a little extra sleep. Go to bed early if you need to. Do what you can. Yes, the hour magically disappeared. It sure did. And we're gonna make this pair of tickets to the upcoming show this weekend disappear in just a few moments. It's right, the Jokers of Magic. It's going to be a really amazing show, a lot of fun. So be careful. Give yourself a little extra distance between you and the person in front of you because their reaction time may be down. This is important. Their reaction time may be down because of drowsiness. You have no control over the driver in front of you and their reaction time. However, by giving more space between you and that driver in front of you, if they are slow to react and therefore slam on their brakes, you now have more time to react, which means you won't or will have a lot less likeliness to run into them and cause an accident. So be super careful, be super vigilant. Maybe it's time for a little extra coffee, who knows? Whatever the case may be, extra caution on the roadways today and this week. And you should always be cautious. Let's be real. These are accidents that are caused by negligence. I don't deal with these situations. And I will say that when I have a potential client that's calling me suspecting that there was some sort of actual intent to cause an accident by the at-fault driver, I don't know that happens in my office more than once every 2 or 3 years. So that's not over a 3 or 4 year span. My office handles nearly 1,000 auto accident claims. So to have that happen once where somebody suspects that there was an intentional act, somebody intentionally causing this accident, that's 1/10 of 1%, roughly. Not super scientific data. I'm just giving you a ballpark on how often I hear it and how frequently we handle these cases. So it's super, super low that somebody's intentionally causing the accident. It's an accident. You know, we have situations where people suspect alcohol or drugs or, distracted driving, texting while driving, whatever the case may be. Those are all accidents. Those are all negligence. Those are all somebody not paying proper attention for one reason or another. Not understanding the rules of the road is one that happens often as well. So that's all I got. Be super careful this week, next week, really all the time. And we're going to do this again in October. Hopefully not this podcast episode again in October because you've got the information now. You don't necessarily need it now or need it in 6 months. Looks like we've got no new commenters into the feed today. We're going to give these tickets away. So here's how it works. I'm sharing this screen. I've got a little wheel of names here with everybody. We've got 3 names over the past couple of weeks who have jumped in on this thing. I'm going to spin this and then I will reach out to our winner. Just send me a direct message if I don't message you. And we will get these tickets to you by the end of the day today. It looks like Laurie is our winner. happens on your end, but congratulations to Laurie. We'll reach out. We'll get your email address. We'll line those tickets up. The doors are going to open at 7. Definitely be in your seats by 7:30. The show itself is going to start at 8 p.m. this Saturday. If you somehow don't have tickets and you didn't win them, go to elktonmagic.com. That's right, elktonmagic.com. That is going to be where you get tickets. They are moving quick. As of right now, there are a handful of VIP tickets left. And you're going to see the tickets that start at $15 is where we have the most tickets. So definitely get in there. It's going to be a great event. We will see you there. Go to elktonmagic.com. Be careful out there on the roads. Until next time, as always, you're more than welcome to send us a topic, a question that you want on the podcast. Send that to info@bowerslawmd.com. And make sure that we know that you want it to be a podcast episode, because if you write to us just asking a question, we're probably going to just answer that question or line you up with somebody who can. If you want it talked about on the podcast, please let us know. That way we can get it in here on an episode. If it's auto accident related, if it's injury related, I'm going to talk about it. If it's something else, I'm going to find somebody who has some expertise in that area. I'm going to bring them onto this show, as I've done many times in the past, and we'll talk about it then. If you do need my services or the services of my office, bowerslawmd.com, or give us a call at 410-885-6200. All that information is right down there, the phone number or our web address. Be safe out there, and we will see you next time.